right, I have Tony Ferguson on the Hollywood MMA Show line. How you doing, sir?
Hey, good. Thank you guys for having me on, man. Appreciate it.
We've been trying to get you in the studio, but you're a busy man.
Hey, man, been preparing for Mike Rio, dude. It's kind of hard. Got a lot of things going on.
Yeah, I mean, we caught up with you at Spar Star earlier this year, but this will be your fifth fight since 2010. How will the ring rust be when you go in there on Saturday?
Actually, in 2010, I actually had a bunch more fights than that inside the house, too. So it was actually good to get a little break. Actually, get the break part. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, what's been happening is we ended up getting really good sparring over at the Range Training Center. So I'm actually really fortunate. I ended up switching camps from knucklehead boxing. And, it was good over there, and I had a really wonderful time, but I wasn't getting the necessary sparring and the necessary competitiveness that I needed to. I love the guys over there, but when I moved to Range Training Center, I upped my level of my game big time. And, sparring with great people, making sure that I was getting coached by good people, and it turned my whole entire, I guess you would say, my MMA mentality around. And it's exactly what I needed to do. I wasn't too confident in myself when I was over at that fight camp. And even coming off of the arm with being broken and everything, it was just one of those things I needed to do to reassure myself that I wasn't going to make that happen again.
Well, how is your injury? How has been the recovery?
Recovery's been awesome, dude. I actually had two surgeries. The first surgery didn't really go so well. The guy put in a little staple. It was kind of funny how that happened. And I went and got a second opinion, and the doctor, actually, was supposed to be fight dogs, actually referred me to Dr. Moore. And they put a huge old plate in there, man. It's about the size of my entire forearm. Got 9 pins in there. And it's funny, it looks like a Wolverine claw. But it's funny that I'm actually fighting a Wolverine, so it's kind of ironic. But the rehab process has been awesome. My supplement company, Alto Science, they actually gave me everything that I needed to make sure that my nutrition was good. And nutrition is making sure that everything was the right way. And, my management, Paradise Force Management, everything has been awesome this whole entire fight camp. So I have no complaints.
And now you're going against Mike Rio. He's coming off a loss in Brazil, off a submission. Is that something that you're going to look to exploit, his ground game and his jiu-jitsu?
Well, of course, man. You always try to look to exploit that. It's the same thing that he's going to look to do. He's going to go after my arm, too. But, I got to see this guy front face to face, and I know that he's a nice guy, and, I'm a nice guy, too. But when we go in there, we're going to battle, man. And you're going to see a good fight. And, I try not to exploit anybody. I'm original, man. I like to go in there and do things my own way, as you can see, in my fighting style.
Right. So is that something that are you going to try to strike with him first, or is that something that, in your mind, that you want to get it to the ground?
Well, I'm going to take a little page out of Cain Velasquez's book when he said something about Dos Santos. He says, when he thinks I'm going to wrestle him, I'm going to box him. When he thinks I'm going to box him, I'm going to wrestle him. This is mixed martial arts. It's not just one sport. And in my last fight, I made that mistake. I wanted to go in there and knock your guys' head off. But you can't go in there and headhunt. If you can try to go in there and headhunt, you're going to make a mistake. For me, I like to be, I've been playing baseball, football, and nursing my whole entire life, and I've always been on point as far as my spine. I guess you would say head on a swivel, and, my peripherals, making sure that everything is on. And that's how it's going to be this fight. He's going to come out with guns blazing. I know he's going to try to put the pressure. And, that's awesome. Good for him. But, it's going to be hard when you have a fist in your face or you try and get choked out.
And that's something that you were very popular with your fans during the Ultimate Fighter was you came out, you used your hands, you were brash, and you went out and you talked the talk and you walked the walk. Is that something that same mentality that you still have now?
That's exactly how I feel, and I feel actually a lot better this time around. This camp that I had was just amazing. The full support of my wife and my management and just everybody all the way around has just been positive, dude. And I surround myself around positive people. If you're negative, I cut you out. That's how it is. My small circle is just really, really small, and I surround myself around good, positive people that can make sure that, hey, Tony, you all right? Cool. All right, man, we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it positive. And, all I've gotten was good vibes around this fight camp. So my crew's going to have a chance for them.
Now, after the Mike Rio fight, say you get by this one, are you looking to get right back into the octagon, or do you want to take a few months off? What's your plans after this?
Of course, I felt like I was laid off for a whole entire year. I don't know if you've ever been laid off from work or nothing, but, I don't like sitting on the sidelines, especially when you're dressed and ready to go and you can't really even do anything. I'm not looking past this fight. I always never do. I know as soon as this fight's done, the UFC's going to know whether or not I'm ready or not by my performance. And I'm sure exactly what my performance that I had in my head, they're going to be ready for me in the next couple months.
Now, for someone like you, like you said, you've taken a year and a half off due to injury of recovering. For fighters that that aren't making that much money. Are you able to? How are you able to live? Is it off of your sponsors, or do you have people helping you out?
Yeah, actually, they were good enough. DFX Sports, my sponsors were awesome enough to be able to give me monthly, and then just supported my wife. And I actually had a couple clients here and there that would actually travel from LA, about an hour to come and train with me, like once or twice a week. And you know what? It was kind of nickel and dime. It didn't suck for a while. And you know what? I'm ready to get back to exactly where I need to be, man. I know exactly where I need to be, and that's exactly what I have in my head. And like even before the fighting and all the money came in there, I already knew how to survive off $1 per week, bro. I've been there and done that. And I'm a hustler, bro. I know how to make things happen, in a good way.
Right. And just to get your closing thoughts on UFC 166, you're on one of the biggest fight cards of the year. Cain Velasquez, Junior Dos Santos, Cormier, Roy Nelson. What are your picks in the heavyweight? You don't compete against any of those guys. What are your picks with Cormier and Nelson?
Cormier and Nelson, I like Cormier, I like Nelson, both of them, but I like Nelson because he's a tough guy. A tough guy, ultimate fighter. I had to stick with my crew. And those guys are awesome. So I like Nelson on that one. And then I like Cain Velasquez, there's the boy right there too. And Dos Santos, I got an opportunity to chill with him inside the house. And every single guy that I met that I just explained, these guys are awesome. They do it for the fight and they do it for the crowd too. So I'm expecting guns blazing, and then I expect Cain to come out with victory, and I expect Roy Nelson to come out with victory.
Do you think Cain wins a 5-round decision, or do you think he can finish him this time?
I think he can finish him. It's hard to, when you have the belt, to keep the belt and you hold it. But I tell you what, he's got it in his head already that, he knows what he wants. And at the end of his training, he comes from a wrestling background. I think he's got it.
That's Tony Ferguson. We got to get you in the studio sometime, or come down to Rain and come down there and check you out one of these days.
Yeah, I'm down, man. I'm down for a road trip after this. I've been in and out of the gym, man. That's why you guys haven't seen me. So I'm down to make a trip out there. I'm definitely down for that.
Well, we wish you the best this Saturday. Tony Ferguson against Mike Rio. You can watch that fight for free on Facebook and YouTube. Is that correct?
Yep, on Facebook. I'm on the prelims. I'll be third fight up. And then another guy that's after me is TJ Wahlberger from Paradigm Sports. So make sure you look for both of us.
And we can follow you at Tony Ferguson XT, is it?
Yep, Tony Ferguson XT. Got my Twitter, so make sure you guys follow me. And then on my Instagram, the same thing, Tony Ferguson XT. If you can, on Facebook, Tony Ferguson, or Tony Ferguson.
And do you tweet from your Twitter account, or do you have someone else doing it, like GSP?
No, I do it, man. I don't like to be fake like that, so I like to put some originality into it. So if I see him land, then don't follow him, but I'm pretty sure that I'm kind of original. So give me a follow, and you'll see some fine things.
Thank you so much for your time, and again, we wish you the best this Saturday. We'll be watching.
Hey, thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
Big fight coming up October. Cain Velasquez, Junior Dos Santos. How does this fight go down?
It's been a good back and forth so far, and if you see it, they're two smaller heavyweights, not like usual, 250, 260. They're down around 230, and they're going hard for the whole 5-minute rounds. I mean, they're pushing the pace.